Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Good day, good evening, good night. Everybody's in different place around the globe, and everybody the point is to be good whenever time, in which time we are.
Yes, whatever time it is, it's the perfect and best time to be in.
Yes.
And to join in.
Yes, which is actually quite an amazing, because we are now gathering around time, new time and no time, which is a new moon and new knowledge.
Yes.
Events we actually having it already for
few months. I think we're starting now the 4th month of this thing. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So every new moon we're putting in some seeds, because this is what the new moon is about, to plant some new knowledge.
Yes.
And then it can grow during the month.
Yeah.
And
develop.
Yes. And if you're here with us, so please say hello, say where you're from, tell us what time is it where you are now, and
how do you say in your own language time?
Yes.
The word for time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an amazing sentence about time, please write it to us.
Yes, from your own culture and language.
Yes.
It's about time.
It's about time. Or we never have time. Or are we losing time? I'm always late. Or perfect timing.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
Yes. Timely.
And actually in time there is it and me.
Yes.
So it's also very, very individual.
Mm-hmm.
As we can see, as we can know, in different, of course when we are children, the time of our existence and the time of our parents joining together, it's kind of correlating. But as we grow up, we actually develop our own timeline, which is fascinating.
What do you mean by that, Gafnit? What do you mean by it's an amazing sentence. Let's open it a bit, and let's also say hello. We'll introduce ourselves for just a minute.
Yeah, we just don't have the time to.
We actually have so much time, because it's going to be a whole hour about time. And I think time is one of the most fascinating subjects in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm Karni Zor, and I am an astrologer. So I love time, because time is the movement of all the celestial bodies around us.
In harmony and without banging into each other.
How can that be? Isn't it just perfect that everything in space dances, moves, but in perfect synchronicity?
Yes. Yes, and you know, when I dance, it doesn't happen very often. I always step on the person I dance with. So how come this big, Jupiter and Mars and Venus, they never clash to each other?
And they're always at the exact right time.
Yes.
And when you see an astrological chart of a person, which is the moment of birth, every person has a magical timing, a magical chart. So we'll say hello to Anne, who's joining us. Now it's 7 p.m. in the UK. How can we catch up in time? Time is slipping away. So these are good phrases to start with.
Yes.
And hello to Eleni in Cyprus, our friend. And we know that in Cyprus it's the same time here as in Israel, there as in Israel.
Yes.
So it's 9 p.m. here. And I'm thinking, Gafnit, you work with education a lot. You create new ways of schooling and of understanding the psychology of children. And this is maybe why you said that everybody has their own timeline. So what do you love about time?
First of all, thinking about time, it's really like when we wrote, we want to discover, to attract new knowledge about time. It started to rotate in such a speed that was like amazing. I mean, speed not fast but attentive, because I was thinking that actually the hour, the night and day, it's a sign of time. Yeah, when we get birth, it's a sign of time. When we have birthday, it's a sign of time. When the sun rises and sunset, it's actually there are not sunrise and sunset. It's a planet moving.
Yes.
It's time. When we feel we need to eat something, it's time. When we digest, when our heart is beating, it's time. And these are all when there is a fall season, when there is a flower blooming and the fruit is ready, it's time. It's time, but it's a planetary time, and this is actually going on for million and milliard of years.
Yes.
There is a little bit of change, but the constancy and the steadiness and the appearance, you can't have the fruit before the flower. This is how things work. We can't have pregnancy after the baby born. So there is the 9 months of pregnancy. We can't make it very short. Sometimes it's happened, but there is a reason why this investment in the in not only the human life, because we take it very personal, but I don't think the new dogs that you have now take it very personal.
No.
If it's 2 minutes late or 5 minutes earlier or whatever.
No, but if they need to pee or they need to eat,
yes,
then it's time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we have now two baby puppies we adopted, and the puppies have their own processes and my children have their own processes. So when I tell them that, because the children, they said that they'll take care of the puppies, so the puppies need to go and pee now. And my daughter says, yes, but I am now getting dressed and getting organized. You see that they don't work on the same time scale.
Yeah, but also because they are new. So in the big picture, something new enter, and then we need to consider the time for it and the energy we're going to give it, because time is energy basically.
Yes, energy, and because of what you said before when you talked about that the day and night are actually not day and night. They're the rotation of planet Earth.
Yes.
So time is movement.
Yeah.
And time is processes. And natural processes, as the fruit to be ripened, and it's the new moon now. So this is the card of the moon from my astrological cards, and the moon is a whole process. It takes a whole month for the moon to revolve around planet Earth, which is so quick. Yeah. By the way. And it takes a whole year for planet Earth to revolve around the sun, which is also very quick if you think about it, moving in space such huge distances. No spaceship can move as fast as planet Earth. No. This is kind of amazing.
It's kind of very amazing. Very amazing. So actually when we look at time as a natural process, I think we are more relaxed.
Yes.
We are more chill out. We are more intact. We are more in harmony with the big movement of Mother Earth. But then there is another thing, and I want to tell a little story that I heard about Einstein. That once his friend told him, I want to buy a clock, a watch, for my son because he's becoming puberty at the age of 12, 13. And this is a gift that you always give to children at that age, so they will be more tidy, and they will stand on time, and they will reach the class on time and everything. And Einstein said, why do you need to buy the watch for him? He said, because this is how we will know time. And Einstein said, please look at Mother Earth. This is a real clock. There is a season. There is when the leaves of the trees are falling, it means it's autumn. When the flowers started to bloom, it means it's spring. There is when the night comes, it's getting dark. When the sun comes, it's getting light. There is the big clock. So if you only limit it to a small things on the hand, which can be very beautiful watches or very, we actually limit our connection with the time of Mother Earth and the bigger time we are part of. And we actually looked of how, about time, the speed of light,
yes,
which we couldn't even say the number.
No, we couldn't. We when we saw how long, that a light year is not actually time, it's distance. It's the distance that the light takes to travel. And you can't even pronounce it, like a light
Yes.
year of light, or light flies a 10 in the 12th double 5
Yes.
in a year, kilometers. Okay, so the simplest thing that we kind of grasped is that every second light travels 300,000 kilometers. This is the light, and how fast
And
it
also
travels.
the energy from the sun, since it leaves the sun, let's say it's a package, it's not Amazon package, it's a package, come from the sun, it's take 7 to 8 minutes to arrive to
Planet Earth. So the light that we see now is the light that was produced from the sun 8 minutes ago. And people ask me all the time. So I'm working with astrology. I look at the stars. I love the stars. I give workshops and we look at the stars for hours and hours during the night. And people ask me, so what we're seeing there, it's 10,000 light years away from us. Maybe this star died before we see its light. So on the mathematical side of it, it's true. But on the other side of it, when you look at a star, you connect to it now. And there is the effect of no time when you connect to higher things. And it's really interesting that we talked about that.
Yes, actually I just came when I went from our home to a Karni home. I looked at the stars and I was so amazed. It's so magnetic. It's just catch you and elevate. It's a feeling of elevating, and it is so clear. Sometimes a cloud, but it is so clear that there is life, and there is this love affair, and there is wonder, and there is curiosity between two bodies. One is so far away and one is so small here, yet unique.
Yes, I'm thinking of friends. If you have good old friends, sometimes you can not see them for several years, and then you see one another and it's as if the time didn't really pass. Yes, you have lots of story to tell one another, but the sentiment, it didn't diminish. It's the same. Which is very unique. Or sometimes you're in a meeting in Zoom with people from all over the world, and suddenly everybody feels something, and they feel the same. Or if you're on the phone with your loved one, you both feel something. Now, if you would plan it, you think, no, but the emotion is so slow. The way the time it will reach California to say to Ashley, or UK to Nav, it will take a few minutes. But no, it's instant, immediate. And this is quite amazing, because this is where technology has reached today.
Yes. Yes.
Technology has its good sides, but also its bad sides.
Yeah.
So on the good side, it brought us to the point where we can be in immediate connection with one another from all over the globe, which is never has been like that in history, through media. Maybe
in a conscious, but in unconscious way.
Yes,
we can actually do an amazing exercise now, where each one of us will think about his good friends somewhere around the world, and we'll try to imagine both of you drinking a cup of a good chocolate. Yeah? So it might take a moment to think about which friend, because we have many, but just choose one and let's do this exercise. And we can even smell, the steam of the good chocolate. I send myself to Italy.
Me too. I send myself to Marina in Italy.
Me too.
Okay, so Marina, if you're suddenly craving for a chocolate, this is because Gafnit and myself, we're both thinking of you now. This is unbelievable. Really, really amazing. Okay.
So basically, how long it took us. So everything technology do today, it's actually trying to imitate the genius human faculty possibility.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes. The telephone, telepathy.
Yes. Yes.
Really. Yes.
And you know what? People say to me, how come, like when people call, I don't say their name even if I see their name on the telephone, because I want to meet them fresh, not via that it's written the number of, I want to meet them fresh. And people say, but you don't know it. I said, yeah, I know, but I want to meet you now. And actually, telepathy is a human quality, and it can improve. And in these days, sometimes it really get stronger, and sometimes it fade away. Do you know why? Sometimes is it to do with the constellation of stars that allow us sometimes to be, or is it our faculties that we need to train it all the time?
Well, it has so many answers, what you're asking. It has to do with our own cleanliness. So if our thoughts are not disturbed, if our emotions are not disturbed with something, then clairvoyance can work more.
Yeah.
It has to do with traffic that you have with a person, because if it's your child, someone that you have lots of traffic with, then it will work very fast.
Yeah.
It has to do with a time of day, because the twilight, the dusk and the dawn are more magical. Something happens there. During daytime, usually we're too aware, too busy. Busy. And during night we're asleep.
Yes.
So it's interesting, but also
Yeah, no, it's kind of amazing because it's actually to do with call and response.
Yes.
That sometimes we feel someone is calling and we're responding, and the telepathy is getting stronger.
Yes.
Wow, I just had. But it's also to do with our two sides of the brain, which one is connecting and one is translating. So if we are aware that we have the two sides, and if both of them are working and functioning, and this can be actually, it's a great opportunity to say, if you are left hand, or you are right hand, try to write in the other hand. Try to make little drawing. Because and if you work with 2 pens and do it, this will really increase our faculty of telepathy.
Yes.
And one of the reasons we spoke about it is that usually you put a clock, the watch, on your left hand. Why? Because 90% of our population are right hand and only 10% are left hand. So it's easier to use it. But it's actually very weird because our right side of the brain, to do with our left hand, is to do with creativity and something that is more vast in perception. But then we took the watch and we stuck it here, so it would be a mark of economy, of be on time, don't late to work, don't late to study, don't late to make dinner, don't. And actually, if we free ourselves sometimes from the clock, I do exercise. I never had a clock. I got 2 as a present. I lost them the same day I got it because I don't need it. I can know what the time is because I don't depend. I like yesterday, 2 days ago, I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go, and I never put a clock to wake up. And just 4:25. I was awake.
Amazing.
Because I trust myself, and this is something about time, that if we trust ourselves, we will be on time, we will create the time, and later on we will do a little exercise of meditation, how to create time.
Amazing.
So
yes.
Yeah, so technology actually steals the time, you know, the Mar'el Kan Anna.
Yeah, Mr. God, here is Anna, the book.
The book of the people who stole the time from us.
This is Momo.
Momo.
Yes. Momo.
But also
from the person. Yes, also with her.
Yeah.
So also Momo, there are the time stealers, the same writer who wrote The Never-Ending Story.
Yes.
I remembered something. But from the school that you have created, but about time. But first I want to say hello to everybody who is here with us. And what we asked at the beginning is if you can write what time is it in your place where you're at.
Yeah.
And also if you're from a non-English speaking country, how do you say time in your own language? So Eleni, please write to us, how do you say time in Greek or in
it's
Greek? Yes,
Greek.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Of course.
And now I remember that in the school, Gafnit really was one of the starters of an amazing school system, which is called the Golden Education Schooling System. And hello to Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Only, she's in the middle of the day. She has all the time before her.
Yes.
It's 1:23 p.m. for Lisa in Texas. And she has so much more potential and so many good things yet to come. And of course, Eleni, Chronus, which is the Saturn.
Yes.
Gafnit asked me, this is so amazing, thank you. Gafnit asked me, what card do you have for time? And I said, I don't have a card for time, but I do have a card for time, which is Saturn, in Greek, Chronus. And it has the time here, the sand clock.
Like in the invitation.
Wow, like in the... This is all natural. It's just amazing what's happening here.
Yes.
So, yes,
Thank
in the
you,
invitation we have the sand clock. So, thank you. So, about time in the school. So, even many years ago, I taught in the school 17 years ago for 2 years in this beautiful, amazing school before even I had my own children, maybe as a preparation for that. And what they have there is they don't have one ring for all the classes to go outside and come back in.
Yeah.
They have a bell, and each class, when they go out to the break, at their own time,
yes,
there is one student who is responsible to ring the bell at the end of the break and to invite the children in. And you'll find different break times. It's around the same time, but it's every class has its process, right? You can't ring the bell at in the middle of a sentence, or sometimes you feel that the children need to go out now, so you won't push them for another 5-10 minutes.
And also in the lesson itself, 5 minutes before the break, the team will teach, or either it's a group working, or they said 5 minutes toward the break, so we actually prepare our brain and our faculties to know that in 5 minutes the children will go out. So it's really give an easement. And I think also for us, if we will tell ourselves, okay, in 10 minutes or in 2 days we need to do something, we will actually extract our faculty towards something we need to do. And sometimes it's something very exciting, sometimes we just need to do it. So it's very good tool to extract our, and also just before we're going to sleep to say, in 2 hours we're going to sleep. So the faculties start to slow down and to get ready. But it's not like boom. Things are not like this. We actually need to get prepared for it. And this is where there is kind of accident between the natural time and the economical time, the human-made clash. Sometimes it's like accident because the human-made time is very rough on the human faculties. And yes, we live in this world, we need to go to work, we need to do shopping, we need to do all kinds of things. But if we will really come from a confidence place of the natural time, we will be able to absorb and respond to the economical time in a better way. And we will not be like the rabbits in this, how do you say?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that always late, always late, always late.
I'm late.
And we actually spoke about the fact that, when we have our calendar, it's always say 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9, and so on. It's always half an hour or 1 hour, or sometimes quarter. But how about if we say we are meeting at 10 o'clock and 11 minutes, just for the exercise? If you tell your friends, let's drink coffee at 10 o'clock and 11 minutes, you will see what it creates. It's magic. Because our brain is already so much fixed in the way we cut the time. But if we change a little bit, something small, we can change so many other things. And you will see how there is resistance for this, but then there is the joyful part of it. Can we turn off?
Yes, of course.
It's really hot.
It's hot.
Okay. So this is something, is like, we can't erase the economical time, but we can play with it. We can be joyful with it.
Yes.
We can be not under it.
Yes, not to be controlled by it, to be aware of it. That we have the natural timings of things, and we have a sort of time that is needed in a functioning 21st century. Maybe, but I was just thinking of the movie Encounters from the Third Kind, that people just found themselves driving somewhere and they didn't know why, from different places. And I'm wondering if we can really do that. And we know, that it happens. Everybody has an example of that time where you thought, oh, I need to go there now. And you met exactly the right person at the right time. We have so many stories about it. And so what is this timing and connection to time, and how can we be more in that, and be aware that the clock here is unnatural, and it's really unnatural because you know that this year our world was faster than usual, which is amazing,
and they don't know why,
and I'll tell them why. Because planet Earth is not automatic. It's a breathing, living creature.
Yeah. And it's also maybe responding to the, if you look at I don't know, London Street or New York Street or Bombay, and you see everybody is moving so fast. Maybe the planet is affected by this craziness of moving, and the car is even faster than it used to be. And we used to go to a place, walk there, stay there, come back. But now you go so fast, we spend 2 hours, then we come back. We don't give ourselves the moment, the energy to be with what is in the place we went there, because we are under such pressure. So maybe the planet feels it. This is why she's faster.
Yes, and maybe she has her rhythms, and something happens now. There's so many things. I'm thinking of my new puppies, because I'm thinking about them a lot. So in the 3 days that they're here, they almost doubled themselves in size.
Because they were found thrown in the street.
Yes.
So they were really...
So they were hungry, and now they're... but and only 3 days, but it feels like a lifetime as well that they're here. And for them, of course, it's a lifetime. So there are different time scales.
Yeah, and this is an amazing thing, because you know that the birds, for them to be at night on the tree, it's not like 8 hours, it's like 1 month, because their life is shorter, but every night or day for them it's like 1 month. And this is why they are so intense when they are singing, because they are so happy, because it's not really nice to be, on a cold night somewhere in...
Don't worry, I'm just putting my battery in. Yeah.
So different animals have different time. And I want to speak about something about school. You remember, we all remember how we learned the line of time? What was the main criteria? At least where I studied, it was wars. Yeah, it was also some invention. And the Renaissance time and the Middle Age time and the Golden time. But a lot of it was to do with war around the world. And this is going to change dramatically, because even then it's not right to look at human history and to say we measure time according to how many wars and where were the wars. It's true, it's something that is very effective on human life, but is it the real way to measure time?
Yes.
And how it will be in the future?
Yes, I'm thinking of natural ceremonies for a person's life. Yeah, so in Christianity you have the christening, the baptism. Sorry, baptism. We're Jewish. And here we have at the age of 12 for the girls and 13 for the boys, the bat or bar mitzvah, which is time of getting into puberty. So there are the natural rhythms. Together with that, I'm thinking, but if the girl is growing up slower, maybe she needs her ceremony at 14, 15, but it's a good way to think of how can we mark time. Maybe good things that happened to us in our lives.
Yes.
Good things that happened in the world.
Actually for the Aborigine in Australia, they don't have a day for birthday. When they feel that something unique was going on, they actually declare, today we're born again.
Oh.
And they make a birthday, and it can be 10 birthdays in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a time of elevating.
Amazing. Yes, amazing. So we need to understand that we are impressed by very specific culture, very, very specific culture, and we're living in specific time, and this is, the time that you live in and the culture that you live in really has to do a lot of how you perceive time, and maybe we can, it's a new moon, new knowledge, so it's just planting a seed. Try to think of time differently.
Yeah.
Try to maybe not think of time, maybe try to feel.
Yeah.
Try to feel time. And think.
Observe time. Looking outside and observe time. Looking in the mirror, observe time.
Exactly. And thinking the time, yes, you say present. So, and present is also a gift.
Yes.
And you said when we look at the world's time, we look at wars. But when we look at our schedule, we look at our meetings, in work and tasks. How can we, instead of wars, put good things? And in our day, how can we look at the good things that happened, or give time for the good things to happen?
Yes. Yes, it's amazing because you're part of a storytelling team.
Yes.
And how do we tell ourselves about a moment that was unique?
Yes.
How do we tell the story of this moment so we engrave to collect a good moment?
Yes. Maybe I'll talk about it. So there is the group of the Ring of Turquoise. We now also have a Telegram channel, and we have a Spotify a podcast, so look for it, the Ring of Turquoise. And one of the big notions of the Ring of Turquoise storytellers is to collect the story of the week. So mainly we don't look for, we tell stories, of course, of all sorts of cultures, but mainly we look for the stories that happened for us during the week.
Yeah.
And every week we have a ceremony where we ring a bell, and then we tell the story of the week. And we end it with another ring of a bell.
Yes.
And then what it trains us actually to do is, during the week, we're searching for these stories. We're searching for these moments. So this is what
you're more aware of.
So yes, we're aware of these special minutes where something unique happened. Stories doesn't mean like gossip stories. No, it means the importance of something.
It's a seed.
A quality of something. Yes, a unique occasion, an insight that I had. A beautiful encounter with another person, something that happened, and try to mark that as something unique and that you want to remember that. And I'm thinking of the Native Americans as well, that what they have is that they have this bag or little purse that every time that something good is happening, they add to it some air, and then they have a bag of all the precious minutes.
Wow.
And maybe it's there for the time when they'll need it.
Yeah.
So, and right, I'm thinking of my grandfather as well. So every time when I was a child, I slept at their place a lot. So every time before the bedtime, he would ask me, so what did you learn today? And learned wasn't meaning in school.
Yeah,
it was
from life.
Exactly. What was, the important process? What have you noticed? And this is so amazing because, you know, we go, either we go to sleep exhausted, or we go to sleep with what we managed or not managed to do in work or in life, and why not, you know, go to sleep with the beautiful minutes that we have collected during the year.
Exactly the book.
Exactly. So this is the book that you wrote, the book of good sleep.
Yes.
That also allows you to collect the impressions
of the 7th frequency together.
Yes.
So you can actually find it and buy it, because it's really help to store the good moments.
Yes, it's a magical book. It's a book that people get it and they start to sleep well.
Yes.
In all ages.
Yes, it's amazing. This week I saw a family and they said they have a baby that is 6 months, and they said we read for the child the main 7 question and meditation, and we do it for him. And then someone told me about a lady that she's 80 and she received the book and she didn't sleep well, and together with the process of supporting her and healing, she actually slept 7 hours at night, and she usually sleep for a long time, only 3 hours. And this brings me to a point where we becoming to be one small global village. So whilst I'm sleeping, someone send me WhatsApp or email or Facebook message or whatever. Now, I think I don't get it because I'm sleeping, but the intention of the person sending it is reaching me. And some people, they are so sensitive that they actually can't sleep well because they just feel like, you know, like someone throw at them tennis ball, not with bad intention, with great intention, but please respond when you wake up, please respond. And so many work today required, like 24 hours, 7, you know, to respond. And this is where, when we go to sleep, it's really important to put our mobile telephone away from us and to put it on quiet mode, and if possible on flight mode. I know we don't fly in these days, but on a flight mode. But also to make a shield for ourselves and to say, now we are concentrating about sleep. When we wake up, we will be more conscious to respond to what people think. And it's really important. I was approached by a person that told me that he sleep only 3 hours at night. And I asked him if he want to sleep longer. And he said, sure, I need it. And I said, do you get many, just intuition, do you get many emails and many people who, because his business is worldwide. And he said, yes, all the time. I said, so please disconnect yourself for the time, because then you will be more efficient in the morning. And he told me, I don't know what's happened. It was before he bought the book. I actually slept 6 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours, and he was totally happy. So it's a tool that if we understand that everything is actually electrics, everything is energy. And yes, we are a small village, global village, but we should be really with our well-being and care for ourselves. And we spoke also about the time of maintenance, that we have lots of things we need to maintain. And in the hour we have, like in the 24 hours, we should be aware of what do we need to maintain, which is to do with sleep, with taking shower, with eat, with work, with ordering the house, everything like this. So this take sometimes a lot of time, sometimes smaller, but we shouldn't be feel that we are losing the time because we need to do a good maintenance. Good maintenance always can help us to elevate to custodial, to something that is more unique and something that is more high and something that is more rare.
So you're not wasting the time cleaning your house.
No,
it's like
wonderful.
Preparing the temple for the prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Yeah.
And and you can't, waste your time by preparing yourself a good meal, because this is what helps your body move or bring the family together if the whole family is sitting together for the meal.
Yes.
So, many things, or, you can't cry for needing to work so many hours, because this is also something that should allow your family well-being, your self well-being, money in the pocket, dignity, many things. So we really need to appreciate, we're not wasting our time unless we're wasting our time. And people sometimes are wasting their time.
Yes.
I think that wasting, you can't do something that, you can do lots of things that will waste your time, like being in the cell phones,
over and over.
Games, just binging Netflix. You can definitely do things that will waste your time, but again, a lot of it is about the reason of why you do it. So sometimes, you had so many things going on and you just need the hour in front of the TV.
Yes.
And sometimes it's okay. Yes.
Just let's be aware that sometimes it's really steal our time and unique energies, and sometimes we really can't do nothing else.
Yes. Emotions can steal our time. Thoughts can steal our time. Worries can steal our time, and it's interesting that we really need to understand that time is the present that we got. And what do we want to do with this amazing present?
And also we need time for expendable things, like to do jogging and run. It's to maintain our body, but it's to exhaust. Sweating is very good for the expendable. It's really clean ourselves from all kind of the poison of the day. It's not poison, but it's what need to be released out, going to the toilet, and singing and dancing and doing things and playing football. And for some people it's maintenance, for some people it's just joyful, expending the time, so we will feel more light and more free. So there is 3 levels for the time, which is expendable time. What we need
expendable is something that goes to, it can go to waste, which is one sort of expendable, or that can release you for something.
Yes.
So sometimes you just need to jog or dance or see a movie
or go in nature,
and it's interesting.
Lie on the grass or lie on the sofa and then there is a maintenance time, and then there is a custodial time, which really can connect us to a higher motivation and a higher energy and more unique energy. And this is where the small moments sometimes where we tell ourselves the story of what's happened in this little moment is very unique.
Yes, and we don't need much of it. Sometimes it's so condensed that you had this amazing hour, and it can fill you up for a whole month. Or a day.
And it's actually good to write these stories. It's actually good to have a little notebook and write these stories, because when we look back, we see, wow, we actually forgot. This was a unique moment. I just remember a unique moment where a child many years ago in the forest at night, we had a trip of the children from the Shalom Template activity, and she's from she's Christian.
Youth movement.
She's Christian, live in one of the villages nearby, and she looked at the star and she said to everybody, and everybody was eating and near the fire, and she said, "I'm so happy I got alive." And she just looked up, and I remember this moment because I became happy that she's alive, and everybody was like quiet for a moment. And this is where I felt she was creating the time.
Amazing. So we have time. We have 11 minutes.
Whoa.
In which we want
questions as well,
to see if you have any questions or notions or additions coming from what we talked about time. And we want to say a few words about the coming equinox that will happen exactly in 1 week, because marking time, it's quite a special and important time, but it will be very in short.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have another whole meeting with my astrology students from all over the world just about the equinox next week. So maybe parts of it I'll also put out as a recording. But and we want to do the meditation, how to create time.
Yes.
And we'll do it all in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Because there's enough time.
Yes.
So maybe
let's start with the equinox.
Okay.
And then we end up with creating time.
Yes. Good plan. So talking about time, the equinox this year, it will happen March 20th at 9:37 UK time. And why am I saying that? Because the equinox is the actual beginning of the year, natural year, planetary year. The calendar, January 1st, is very artificial time. It's close to December 21st, which is a very good energetic portal. But the new beginning of the year, the new astrological year, the spring, the new starts, it all begins in March 20th. And I'm thinking, I'm feeling it, maybe other people are thinking, what, are we already we are in the middle of March 2021. It doesn't
make sense,
right? It's not, we don't grasp it. And the real reason is because 2021, or whatever year or number that the culture gives it, didn't really begin. Last year, exactly at the equinox, the whole world, exactly at the day of the equinox, stopped and went into quarantine, and the COVID and everything that we're experiencing now officially started at the equinox. And the chart, or the astrological configuration that happens at the equinox, is the chart of the whole coming year. And we haven't finished that year yet, but we're towards it. So this year, in everything that we have experienced in it, is actually going to finish at the spring equinox, March 20th. And then a new astrological cycle is going to start with a new year. Good opportunities, brightness, new possibilities, new starts. Many good things are going to happen and to open. It's going to be a very, very good year, starting 21st of March. And many cultures have noticed this time, places as Stonehenge and other circles that were time clocks, natural times, looking at the sun's shadow and measuring the time, the actual time. And the equinox is the time where everywhere around the world, the hours of light and the hours of dark are the same, which is very, very, very unique.
So exact.
Yes. And maybe can you pass me planet Earth there, please?
Sure.
And the sun, and I'll just explain. Yes, exactly, the sun. So this is planet Earth. It has a tilt exactly as our heart, the same degree, which is amazing, 32 degrees, which in Hebrew, if you put 32 in letters, it spells Lev, which is heart, and heart anagrams to Earth. So really, in the 4 seasons, everything. Okay, I have 1 minute. So if this is the sun, you can see that this would be the time where the south hemisphere gets more light, right? And this would be the time where the north hemisphere gets more light because it's tilted towards Earth. But exact this time is where there is an alignment, and all the places around the globe get exactly the same. Can you turn? Oh, right. Earth. Yes, thank you.
We fixed the angle.
We fixed Earth, yes. So all the places around Earth get exactly the same time. This year it's going to be at 9:37 UK time, and this is a time of perfect balance, perfect harmony. A new year starts, and you should do your amazing process in that of being in stillness and allowing yourself to wake up to something new. And I did everything in 5 minutes.
Whoa.
That's it about the equinox.
The time became
short.
elastic.
Yes.
Elastic. So it's amazing how time can be either very rigid, very elastic. And this is to do with our own flexibility and importance of what we want to put in as a seed.
Yes.
So we will end this process with, every time people ask me, how can you do so many things? I said, how can you have the time? And I said, look, I don't wait to have time. I'm creating time. And this is something I want to share with you now. So you can actually relax in the chair and send yourself to a place where you feel really, really good. It can be either at home or in nature or in a place where you've been as a child or puberty or any age. Just locate a place and close your eyes and think about something good. And as we know, even a little seed, when it starts to grow with the light and the water and the good ecology to grow into, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So if we take 1 minute and we expand it, we expand this minute to be bigger, more potent, with more energy, with more well-being, with more vitality of life. We can actually create from a very small seed a whole ball of energy, and energy is time. And we can use this ball of energy whenever we need it and we feel we are in stress and no time. We can actually imagine that this ball is coming again and fill the space of us and push away whatever trying to press us in. We push it out. And this is where we can create time for things that are of a value to our life. And we can use it, we can create it in a way in our own little factory, like the human complex, and use it whenever we need. And time goes with importances. So if we create this ball of energy, ball of time, in a moment where it is important for us, and in an action or in a feeling or in a thought or in perception, we will have more time for what is valuable to our life. So,
wow. Amazing.
Yes.
So, we have 2 more minutes.
Yes.
Did you believe that you can expand time and be so relaxed? And it was 3 minutes, which is absolutely amazing. In the clock time.
Yeah, in the clock time.
In the clock time. But in our time, it was much more spacious.
So in the clock time, we don't want to be locked in it. We want
don't
to
be locked in the clock. Be creative. Give care. Be careful. So you're not locked in the clock.
Yeah. Let's be happy. I mean, and it's a unique time. I mean, this is something that I feel so grateful to be alive in this time where really I feel the evolution is washing us. It's strange to say, but I think in 20 years' time, or even 4 years, we will see a huge, beautiful change.
Yes.
So thank you for being with us.
So thank you, everybody. Please say goodbye and maybe something that you liked during this meeting or something that you're taking with you from the many things that were said here. Before we say goodbye, we ask you to share this video if you can with as many friends as possible so they can also get these new notions about time. Hello, Aleta, my student. Good to see you here. Wonderful that you were here with us. And if you want to educate your children in a different way or open a school for your family or in your country, Gafnit is the person to contact, because she can teach you and give you tools on how to have a new way of education. And if
you want really to understand about a new astrology, Karni is a person. I'm doing the course with her and I'm so inspired to learn new things and really be at the now.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you want to learn more esoteric things, you can search for the rubymountain.org, which is a beautiful study.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more of practical spirituality, you can search for the white top.
Yes, so you have lots of links and ways to do things. Hello, Samantha. It was wonderful that you were here with us. I'm happy that it helped you. I'm sure it's not simple in New York during this time.
Yeah.
So we send our love to everybody and
take good care.
Take good care and with a C, so you're not locked in the clock. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, good day.